Sponsored by Vakil 20.
Yeah, my people, now they another day give another strong interview. I deal with one of our brother all the way from Ghana. Understanding some of them don't see her for this program. Some of them never see her. His name now they call GhanaMan. Oh yeah, nah. The only man will not pray to anybody, whether you be God or you be Igbo, or you be Okosisio, or you be Oduduwa, or you be Shango. You know they pray to anything. He said, no, they pray. If you sleep, they sleep, go straight. For this word, I be the only man who don't see with us, you know, they sleep. Today, they with us. Won't talk on another topic. Won't touch on another topic. Both religion and other things. GhanaMan, how you doing?
I did fine, my brother. How are you doing too?
They fine.
It's great to meet you once again.
No, be smarty.
Yeah.
So you should say this is how you know they pray, so you see they do Christmas.
Well. I know they do Christmas as well, but half or do. Sometimes you just celebrate with friends,
Yes.
but not necessarily Christmas though, because I don't recognize Christmas as well. Exactly.
Well, what about New Year? You celebrate New Year?
Oh, New Year Day, of course, but every day is a new year. What the most important thing is that we are looking at a way to create a conducive environment for humanity. Once we don't have that conducive environment, all these celebrations are a waste of time.
So, boy, somebody dash you gift for this Christmas, you take.
Well, I will take them. I'll give you.
So today we want to talk about some topic because for your Facebook, they say you post something. This patriotism. But I know they understand that thing. Yeah. What is this patriotism where they preach about up and down? We make you carry stuff.
Okay, thank you very much. The message is about systematic universal patriotism, which yes, I believe is the solution to the humanitarian challenges, and especially we Africans. You know, sometimes when you talk about patriotism, people don't actually understand the subject matter of patriotism, and they want to link it to some of the past events that have happened negatively. And some people will even mention Hitler, but these are not patriotism. When we say patriotism, it's about love for one's country and the willingness to sacrifice for that country. But I have my own way of defining patriotism, and I say patriotism is about having the knowledge of interdependency for sustainability of humanity. It goes beyond loving one's country. It is centered on humanity. And so this subject of patriotism is what we want to push to change Africa, to let Africans know that we have to love our nation and put ourselves together and build that nation. Because the sense of patriotism is what is lacking in Africa. All the challenges we see in Africa is not something that is caused by the devil. No, it is the absence of patriotism. The subject matter of patriotism is missing in Africa. So that is the patriotism I'm propagating.
Okay. Yeah. So how long you know they preach this thing, and what to make you jump inside this?
That's a very wonderful question. It all started in 2015. That's 3rd March 2015. When I dreamt, and then in my vision...
You dream?
Yes, I dreamt. And in my vision, I saw this message of patriotism with Anthill. So I am also pushing for the Anthill concept that you see on the staff. And so in the vision, I saw this message of patriotism and the deeper understanding of patriotism. And so on that day, I would say I had my mind open. I discovered my mind on that day. But initially when I woke up, I said, God has given me a message. So I was saying that God has sent me to go and preach to Africans and to humanity. But as I dive into this message, and I got to realize that, my brother, there's no any God anywhere. We are the saviors of ourselves. And then as I grow in this message, I come to realize that on 3rd March 2015, I actually discovered my mind. It's not as if God called me and sent me. No, I've discovered my mind, and I think I find the solution to the humanitarian challenges, which is the systematic universal patriotism message.
Yes.
So it's all started on 3rd March.
So you talk about, say, you sleep.
Exactly.
Inside vision.
Exactly.
So who
Exactly.
be the person who give you the vision? Because you say you know they pray.
Yeah, I know they pray.
So which vision? Who can give you vision?
You see, visions are the reflection of the mind. You know, our desires, our wishes and everything, the mind picks information of those things. All the stories that we've been told. Whatever thing that you desire to do, It is all in the subconscious mind. And so when you sleep, the mind plays back. The mind brings back that good things that you desired in you. I've come to realize that I'm a humanitarian by birth. Because from my childhood, I hate to see people suffering. I hate to see kids roaming about and suffering. So it has been my desire. What can we do? What can I do? And so it wasn't by accident that I dreamt on that 3rd March 2015. So I will not tell you, probably you are expecting me to tell you that God calls me. Initially, because I was a Christian, I thought God called me. But like I said, as I campaign and understand things better, I got to realize that my good intention of mine that I have from my infancy, on 3rd March 2015, my mind opened, my subconscious mind opened to the solution of humanity. Okay. Yeah.
So now you preach about this
patriotism.
So now you try to tell me now, say, we're the citizen of a country, like the way Nigeria be now, the way your Ghana people be now. Yeah. So they're not patriotic enough, now make things not they work.
All the challenges that we face as a nation, Ghana, Nigeria, African problem is the same. We are all, we have the same illness, okay, and it's lack of patriotism. We don't understand the subject matter of patriotism. We have no idea of what patriotism is, and for that reason, we are not being patriotic enough towards our nation. And so there's something that I say, in the absence of patriotism, selfishness rules the minds of the citizens. So everything that you see us do, we are just doing trial and error, and everybody is looking for a way to fill their belly, amass wealth for themselves and their relatives. That is why you see the continent of Africa retrogressing, and we are not progressing the way we are supposed to progress. All because we lack the sense of patriotism. The sense of patriotism is not there. It is genuine love for one's country, and that love must be extended to humanity. When we love ourselves, we put ourselves together, which I call collective reasoning, to create a better or conducive environment for the citizens. Okay. Because it is only through the knowledge of patriotism that we get to know that we don't belong to ourselves. We belong to the state. And so it is a state responsibility to protect and care for the citizens. And so once the state does that, the citizens automatically will fall in love with the nation and will give their all to the nation. But because this sense of patriotism is not there, and the kind of leaders we produce also have no knowledge of patriotism, they get there and everybody is fighting for their selfish interests.
So, according to what you write for Facebook, you say religion and tribalism don't eat with the citizen where that make us not a day patriotic enough.
Exactly.
So what do you mean by that one?
Yes, what I mean by this is, you see, we came to meet religion. Religion is one thing that we came to meet, coupled with our tribal, what they call a sentiment and differences. And for that reason, our minds have been shaped by religion to certain direction. For instance, from the Christian perspective, their patriotism goes to heaven. Okay, every Christian is expecting to go to heaven one day, and so that is what they look up to, thinking that a time will come when this earth will not be in existence, and they are all going to heaven. So when you have that what they call it mindset, it will be very difficult for us to put ourselves together and build a better and conducive environment for human survival, because the mindset have been filled that, oh, okay, Jesus is becoming very soon, that will take us to a very better place. And so that is why religion is an impediment to patriotism. And this patriotism that I'm propagating is centered on humanity. Because I can tell you, if the universe, let me use this as an example. If it is like this, we have not even gotten here for people to say that the world is coming to an end. And so we need to put ourselves together, put those religious concepts aside or beliefs aside, and inculcate that knowledge of patriotism in the younger generation, and then revive it in the elderly ones, so that we can be patriotic enough and build a better, stronger continent for ourselves.
Since when you talk about this, they preach about this, your patriotic or patriotism, and more talk about your country. Since when they preach, how far it don't go?
Well, people are listening, And a lot of people, this message is new to them. For all the people that I've come in contact with, have all attest to the fact that yes, patriotism is lacking. And then if those at the top could buy into this patriotic message or probably sponsor this campaign, they have believed or hope that things will be better. And so let me say, people are paying heed, but then there's one thing that is fighting the citizens. And so sometimes, in as much as they know this message is a very good one, a lot of people are not willing to sacrifice for this cause because the system is fighting against the people. The kind of system we set for ourselves is fighting the people. And so the people are not having the peace of mind to do certain things. Because I feel that it is an obligation. I dreamt, and this is my path. And I'm so much convinced within my subconscious mind that this is the only way. That is why I've given my life to this. And for the sake of posterity.
I see. So, we'll talk about Ghana and Nigeria now.
Okay.
How the system for that side, for your country?
Yes.
It worst or it do okay because of
well,
it
is not okay. Let me put it this way. It is not okay at all. It is becoming difficult and difficult and difficult. All because that sense of patriotism is not there. And I know a lot of Nigerians are in Ghana as well. Why? Because I've been to Nigeria before, but I've not lived in Nigeria before. But when I communicate with my Nigerian brothers and sisters, my brother, it's like we are twin brothers. The same wahala they there no, is the same wahala that is here as well. And so what we need to do as citizens and as leaders of these countries or the continent of Africa is to, in fact, inculcate or develop a course subject on patriotism, yes, so that we start teaching the younger one from the infancy what it means to love one's country, what it means to live a selfless life, what it means to use words such as we instead of I. These are the only things that we can do, and then for us to be sure that we are building a better continent and a better country. And for the way things have become, you see, all the barriers that have been put across Africa, we have been divided for so many years now. Yes. And so what we are calling for is that the systematic universal patriotism is that let Ghanaians begin to love themselves. But loving yourself doesn't mean that you are better than Togolese. Put yourself together, break all the tribal differences, the religious differences, and the political differences. And then let Togolese also do the same thing. Let Beninese do the same thing. Nigerians are doing the same thing. South Africans are doing the same thing. When we are able to put those differences among ourselves aside and we are coming together as a continent, my brother, it will be, a spark. We can achieve that unity that we've been propagating for all these years. We kept talking about Pan-Africanism. For centuries, Pan-Africanism. But look at me now. I have this vision in Ghana, and I've not been able to campaign in Ghana. Then I moved to Africa, and I'm going to put Africa together. Whilst you're small Ghana, you've not been able to do anything there, and you are going to a Nigeria which is bigger than your own country, that you are going to put Africa together. And this is what most of the Pan-Africanists are doing. Talking about putting Africa together, yet still our home is dirty. And so the systematic universal patriotism is calling on Africans that let's concentrate on our various countries. Concentrating on your various countries doesn't make your country better than any country. Ghana is not better than any country in this world. Neither other country is better than Ghana. We are all on the same earth. The same earth. The earth is one. It's human beings that divide the earth into many various zones, but the earth is one. And the responsibility lies on whatever we are dwelling to provide that conducive environment for human survival. So if you travel from Nigeria and you come to Ghana, the environment in Ghana should be conducive enough for you to live in. You should be welcome as a human being because Ghana belongs to you. And so if I also travel from Ghana to Nigeria, the place should be conducive enough for me. We shouldn't be seen as strangers anywhere on this earth. That is the subject of the systematic universal patriotism, because the earth is one. And the earth belongs to living things, not only human beings, but every living thing. The earth belongs to us. The only place we can be referred to as strangers is when we move to other planet. But on this earth, planet Earth belongs to human beings. So that concept of Nigerians coming to Ghana, we refer to them as strangers, Ghanaians moving to Togo. No, it's wrong concept. The earth belongs to human beings. So the systematic universal patriotism is drawing the attention of human beings that this earth belongs to us. We are not supposed to be strangers anywhere across the globe. Everywhere we should go, we need to be welcome as human beings, and the environment should be conducive enough for us to survive.
Okay. With the way rate of poverty they go now, because the thing now, even run past, you say boot. Everywhere poverty. Nigeria they shout, Ghana they shout, Togo they shout, Cameroon they shout. So all this poverty everywhere for Africa, especially for West Africa, I just put it like that. You sure say now the leader, now the cause or now the citizen way not they patriotic enough?
It is leadership.
Leadership.
Yes, it's a leadership. Why do I say it's leadership? One, there's something that I say the leaders are the reflection of we the citizens. There's no difference between us and our leaders though, because out of patriotic leaders we produce out of patriotic citizens we produce patriotic leaders, and out of unpatriotic citizens we produce unpatriotic leaders. So they are the reflection of we the citizens. And so once they have no knowledge of patriotism, and because some of them can speak very well, probably they've gone to one of the best schools, they've been able to convince the citizens that they can do A, B, C, they place them there. But because they lack that sense of patriotism, they have no genuine love for the country. And so once they get there, they have become so selfish. There is this saying of mine, selfishness. I said that the greatest battle to be won by human beings is the battle over selfishness. And the victory over selfishness will be the total liberation of the human race. Let me take it again. The greatest battle yet to be won by humans is the battle over selfishness. And the victory over selfishness will be the total liberation of the human race. And so this concept, this selfishness that is deep down our DNA, it is causing some of these things. And because of that, even when you present the way or the solution to humans, we don't want to take it because of the concept of supremacy. Every generation, we are at war with each other, all because of the concept of supremacy. We are fighting one another instead of us to engage in what I call collective reasoning. Because we all came through a process, we are all champions. We are not here to compete ourselves, but we are here to engage in collective reasoning, because we are not spending so much years on this earth. We will die very soon, and generations will come after us. And so the focus must be the next generation. We should be generational thinkers. How can we create a better, conducive environment for the younger ones, so that the struggles that we went through, they will not go through this struggle? And because Africa will lack this concept, we are not generational thinkers. We are not critical thinkers. We are just being programmed. We've been programmed, and we are all following the status quo. Nobody's ready to change. We came to meet it like this. Let's keep following. That is why we are where we are now. So it's leadership. But it all boils down to our programming. Because when we're not taught the right, giving the right information, it will be very difficult that they will grow and become a responsible leader. And so the education system itself has a part to play. The kind of system that they lay for us, chew and poor. We are just being programmed and following the status quo. It doesn't give us the room to think and think critical. It doesn't give us the room to focus and look ahead, to think many years ahead. That is what we call generational thinking mindset. The education curriculum doesn't give us that room at all. So it all has a role to play. But once the sense of patriotism comes in and we understand what patriotism is all about, that is love for one's country, love for one's continent, quickly our mindset will change. And then we'll begin to focus on the younger generation. We'll begin to look at the bigger and broader perspective of the country and of the continent and plan ahead. That is where we'll put selfishness aside. That's where we'll put all this greediness aside, and we focus in building a nation where individuals will stop amassing wealth for ourselves. all because of the concept of supremacy.
Okay. So you know this say the system already condemned, already damaged. I make the people know they say they not get need to be patriotic.
Yes, I agree with you. The system is already damaged, but it started from somewhere. You see, it's better we know. The system is damaged, so what do we do now? And the damaged system is affecting everybody. Even those at the top, they are not safe. I keep saying this, in an unpatriotic environment, nobody is safe, not even the president. If the president and the ministers are safe, why do they move with a lot of bodyguards? I don't know, but I think that it's not convenient to be moving with so many bodyguards. You don't even have your own privacy. They are checking you. You are afraid who is coming to attack you, all because the system has messed up. And funny enough, you see, the kind of leaders that we have today, they were once blaming their leaders, thinking that the moment they get opportunity, they are going to make everything rosy, they are going to change the things. But why is it that it got to their time, things are not changed? And the leaders we have today, there are some who are also blaming them, accusing them, insulting them, thinking that when they have the opportunity, they will make things all right. But no, we've all gone through that bad system, so our minds have been corrupt. But we want to use this systematic universal patriotism concept to reshape the mindset so that we begin to think right, and then we ourselves will be able to adjust the system and make the system better for us. Making the system better is not anything difficult. They know. It's not as if our leaders don't know what to do. They know what to do. But because of that selfish nature that is sink in their DNA, that is why they are pretending as if they don't know what to do. And some deliberately decide, oh, after all, we know things must change, but not in our time. The future generation will come and change things, and it makes us suffer. Because you know why? You see, the conditions that we are enjoying today, our predecessors or our forefathers did not have the privileges to enjoy these conditions. So definitely it's going to get better, because the human race is going through the process of evolution. And this evolution has to do with mental evolution. We grew. You know, gone were the days when we were not putting on dresses, we're sleeping in caves, we're eating raw. But it was through mental advancement that today we brand ourselves with beautiful clothes. Through mental advancement, we have gadgets that we are using that makes life better for us. So our children that are coming, the future generation, they are going to make life more better than it is now. But then the process is delaying. It is delaying because of selfishness. And so if humanity can overcome that selfish nature that has become part of us, and we can eradicate selfishness, but it has to do with knowledge. We need the right knowledge to eradicate selfishness. And if you should ask me, I'll let you know.
One of your recent posts, you post say the society full with weak-minded people.
Yeah.
Say their mind not good.
Yeah.
So you they refer to me because you say the society.
If I refer to myself, even me myself who wrote the
so
thing.
who you they refer to?
Everybody,
And what do you
including
mean by
myself.
that word?
Beautiful. Looking at the conditions around us, the suffering around us, everything points to the fact that Africa is full of weak-minded people. Because every change that we expect or every beautiful thing comes from the mind. Everything we see in this world comes from the mind. And there's a saying that once you can imagine it, it can be created. And so if all we see around us is poverty, if all we see around us is filth, if all we see around us is death, what do you think our mind is? Our mind is weak. So we live in a weak-minded continent. All the challenges we see, you see, it is because our minds were weak. That is why we were even colonized at the first place. Those who came to colonize us, they discovered their mind. So they have a strategy. They had a strategy against their fellow humanity, which was bad though, but they had a discovered mind, and they used their mind against us. And still, our minds are still weak. If our minds are not weak, you see, there was a time, Donald Trump, right, the former U.S. president, made a comment that Africa is a shithole. And a lot of Africans were mad with him. And I came out to say, the man is right. Because Africa indeed is a shithole. When we talk about shit is a byproduct of the food that we put in there. When the body takes all the better nutrients and then the unwanted one passes through the anus to a hole. And so we have many different kind of sheet holes. And so let's come to Africa and go to our market and see the kind of gadgets that we have. All the cars, home appliances, dresses. The most pathetic one is Andes and Bra in Africa. They bring this used goods in our market and we buy. So is Africa not a shithole? So the man was actually telling us the truth. Go to the African market. Everything you see is home use. And people even prefer the home use than the brand new. They will tell you that the home use lasts longer. Am I lying? No. And so if African leaders cannot even brand their own citizens, aren't we weak-minded people? One thing that, let me say, these Europeans are good at is branding. My brother, they can take your feces, take the scent out of it, perfume it, and bring it back to you. You eat it, you will not even know it's your own feces. And Africa, we cannot even brand our own citizens. Our citizens are still using used clothes from elsewhere. We cannot even produce materials, brand new materials for our citizens to put on. And we take pride in using used clothes. And sometimes our big men even go to the market and go and buy the used clothes because they believe, or this used material, because they believe that it is durable than the new one. Because the new ones that they bring to Africa is not as, the quality is not the same as the one they use there. Because they refer to us as poor people. And so even if they bring the quality we cannot even afford. So they bring something that is not durable. And so indeed, when you go and use and buy the used one, it will last longer than the new one. This is the fact we are living with. And so it's only weak-minded people that will accept such conditions for themselves. And yet still, we have the courage to pray to God, asking God to come and do for us. And we are always praying to God whilst we have the brain and we are not using the brain. And so that is why I say we live in a weak-minded continent. All the challenges you see in Africa is not anything. We are living in a weak-minded. I am included. You are included. Everybody is included. We are weak-minded people.
I know they.
Okay. Well, yeah, they
are. Okay. So when your things they go for your country, dollar they go like this, go like this, go like this, go like this, and the situation for your country, you they happy with what you they see?
I am not happy. If I am happy, my brother, I will not be writing those things. If I am indeed happy, sometimes the kind of insult we receive when you put some of these things there. There are people who have become, they see us as enemies. We don't see them as enemies though, but because of the things that we write. How can I be happy if I live in my country where I'm supposed to be enjoying CDs, but dollar is ruling? How can I be happy if dollar is controlling everything in my country where I supposed to be enjoying my CD all alone? We call it even Ghana CDs, which means that it is only Ghanaians that it is meant for, and dollar is controlling my country. Why should I cannot be happy, my brother. That is why I put these things there. And it all boils down to lack of patriotism. That sense of patriotism we don't have. That has also contributed we having that weak mindset. That is why all these things are happening. And it can be changed. It is not as if all the challenges we see in Africa, nothing can be done. Something can be done. One is for us to revive the knowledge of patriotism. Let's inculcate the sense of patriotism in the younger generation. Let's revive it in the elderly ones. And let's make Africans understand that we are together. We can do it. Once we get this right, my brother, everything will be changed in a twinkle of an eye. So those who are asking us to pray are behind the problem. So who are we praying to? When we've been praying for centuries and nothing is happening. Now is the time for us to pay attention to patriotism. And I am saying patriotism is the only way. In the absence of patriotism, selfishness rules the heart or the minds of the citizens. So patriotism is the only way.
Okay, now I'm going to change because you talk about religion right now.
Okay.
One of your recent posts,
yeah.
You post say religion people where they into religion, say now they not confused pass. Yeah. Say some of them they be basically okay. Say that you understand. And so what do you mean by that? Say because they serve God. they say that they serve one God, but they know they relate to God in the same way. This one go serve God, go this side. This one go serve God, go this side.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by that one?
You see, the confusion in religion is so much that sometimes if you want to tell our brothers and sisters who are still practicing it, they think that you are insulting them. But one thing people have to know is that we all came to meet religion. No, it does not belong to my father or your father or anybody's father. It is something that we all came to meet. And we need that courage to question it because it has been in existence for a long time. It has been presented to us as the solution, but it is the problem in disguise. It has confused the people in a sense that, you see, every religious group believes God is one. But I tell you, the way Christians see God is different from the way Islamic see God. And it's different from the way traditionalists see God. And it's different from the way Hare Krishnas see God. Even now when you come to the Christendom, the way the Catholics see God is different from the way the Seventh Adventists see God. The way the Jehovah Witness sees God is different from the way a Pentecostal sees God. Is it not confusion?
Methodist.
It's confusion. And so now you hear, nowadays you hear words like the Catholic God, the so and so God, the Presby God, the SDA God, the charismatics. They are good at those things. The Christ so and so God. You get it? And yes, still they all believe God is one. That is the confusion with religion. And it is hard time we hold the bull by the horn to let humanity know that religion is the biggest problem of the world. And what I keep saying is that we must replace religion with the concept of humanity. We must replace religion with the concept of humanity. If not, this world, there will never be peace. Religion can never unite us as human beings. But the concept of humanity, that places emphasis on every human being. We are all special. We all have beautiful, diverse gifts and skills that we can use to build that conducive environment that we are looking for. But here comes a concept, a religious concept, that have brought so many division among us. And somebody was telling me that, hey, he met me, was it last week or last 2 weeks? Do you know I blocked you? I said, I didn't know. You blocked me, you are telling me. I said, why do you block me? Because I speak against religion. I said, oh, I speak against religion, you block me. I don't care. It will not make me stop speaking. I am not speaking against religion. I'm telling you the truth. We all want the betterment of this universe. We all want the success of humanity. And some of us have come to realize that religion is a problem. Not only religion. Tribal differences is a problem. Political differences is a problem. So any concept that places enmity between human beings is a problem. Any concept that says, oh, because I am holding on to this systematic patriotism campaign, I am better than you, is a problem. This message I am carrying doesn't make me better than anybody. And no one needs to accept the message to be counted as human beings. No. But when you look at religion, Christians are expecting everybody in this world to become Christians so that the world will be okay. Muslims are expecting everybody to become Muslims to be counted. Hindus, the same thing. No. We don't need to accept human philosophy to be counted. We are humans. We are special. All we need to do is to engage in collective reasoning to create a conducive environment. But yet, religion has not given room for such. Religion has not given room for such. So religion is a confusion. It has confused the people and it keeps confusing us and it has divided the human race more than anything. And it has sat on many, many minds. It is like the minds have been put in a bottle and locked and they've been warned not to come out. If they come out, Satan is there to steal them or to kill them. Or there is a Satan roaming like a lion. The moment they come out, so everybody is inside there. And funny enough, from the Christian perspective, they say the followers are sheep. And we all know what sheep are. When you look at sheep, I'm not saying sheep are not intelligent, But when you've seen how sheep behave, it's not something that I want to be. I am a termite with an intelligence that believes in we to build a better, conducive environment for humanity. So until we put all those religious confusion aside, humanity is going nowhere. But then there is hope, because a lot of people are awakening now. Gone were the days it would be very difficult to even speak against religion.
Yes.
But now people are speaking against religion, which means that, let me tell this prophecy. We foresee some 20 years, 30 years, 50 years down the lane, all the big churches that they are building in Africa will be turned to factory. Yes. Future generation will turn all these big churches into factory. Let's mark it on the wall. Those of us who believe that...
So that one are your vision now?
Oh, yeah, that's my prophecy.
Okay. So
All the big churches that we see in Africa, some of them are as big as stadium. I'm telling you, some years to come, future generation will turn all these auditoriums into factory, where human beings will use their brain to work there, but not to go and sit there idly and calling on an imaginary image. An imaginary image. That image is, nobody have seen it before. It's only in the minds of the people who are calling him. And he has never answered any prayer. He has never done anything to humanity. And sometimes, you see, when people talk about we being created in an image of God, and I ask them, which image of God? Who have seen an image of God before? If indeed we were created in an image of God, why were we going through the process of evolution? If we were created in the image of God, why were we going through the process of evolution? Why were we behaving like animals first? Why were we naked? Why were we eating? We were eating raw food. We were sleeping in caves. We were living barbaric lives. But through the process of evolution, whilst we gather experiences and our minds begin to mature, that is what has brought us where we are now. And you tell me that we're created in the image of God? No. And we are still advancing. We are still advancing mentally. And I keep telling people that, look, posterity, they are coming up, they are coming to reduce, increase speed. If we are taking 4 hours, 3 hours to get to Kumasi by car, I'm telling you, they are going to make it maybe in a second. You are there. Today we are driving. Posterity, they are coming. They are going to program the car. All you have to do is to sit in the car, press the button. The car will take you to wherever you are going. And then the car will prompt you, Master, I am here, get down. And people are sitting here, Africa, we are sitting here and saying the world is going to an end. Jesus is coming. Jesus is coming where? This is confusion. And so anybody watching me, listen, there is no Jesus coming. Nobody is coming to save Africa. We must think, we must use our brains. We must reason for ourselves and create that conducive environment for ourselves. We must put selfishness aside, that the use of I, let's put it aside. Let's be generational thinkers and use our brain. There is no Jesus Christ coming anywhere. There is no God sitting in heavenly throne hearing our prayers. It is not true. My brother, let me give you this revelation. You see, they say nobody has seen God before. God is a spirit. Okay, is that not what, or I'm lying? No. Thank you. How can a spirit be sitting on a heavenly throne? A spirit that is not physical. How can a spirit that is not physical be sitting on a heavenly throne where angels are on his right hand and his left hand? Show me the right hand of air. What is the right hand and left hand of air? No, a spirit is invisible thing. So if God is invisible, why are they telling us that God is sitting in somewhere in heaven on a throne? People will be on the right hand and the left. These are all confusion. But then, you see, I will not blame those who came out with all this concept. That was the knowledge then. So I tell people that religion has expired. It has finished doing its work. Where we are moving now, we are in the scientific world. Better still, we are in the world where we must use critical thinking. And critical thinking is reasoning beyond what is written and said. And to be able to come up with something that will help the human race. And so these are the many confusions in religion people are afraid to talk about. And sometimes when you talk about these things, they are praying and wishing that God should kill you or open the earth so that you go and look. God will not kill anybody because there is no God. We are the saviors of ourselves. If we protect ourselves, there is no Satan strong enough to come between us. And if we reject ourselves, there is no God powerful enough to come and rescue us. We are the saviors of ourselves. There is no savior outside humanity. This is what we were not told. And so we keep relying, hoping that there is a God somewhere. And funny enough, those who are not our forefathers, or let me say traditionalists, who doesn't believe in a Christian way, will tell you that our ancestors are taking care of us. Look, I don't even believe in ancestor. Do you know the reason why? As it was in their days, so it is now. You and I are here. We have something great inside us. We've not been able to put ourselves together. And we keep fighting ourselves. Then when we die, then generation will come and worship us as an ancestor. It doesn't make sense. Everything boils down to the living. That is why, for me, I have so much respect for human beings, regardless of what. Because it is only that person that can help me. My grandfather can never do anything for me. But I can build on their foundation. Because it is upon their shoulders we stand. And posterity will come and stand on our shoulders as well. But once you are dead, you are dead. Everything boils down to the living. And so it is hard time we understand some of these things and value ourselves and respect ourselves and stop competing among ourselves unnecessarily. It is pure ignorance. But we don't know because we all came to meet it. But then if somebody have come and then telling the world that no, the path we are journeying is a wrong path, let's turn to this direction. People are saying, no. And for all you know, because he's our fellow African. My brother, what I've been saying over the years, let an European come down to Africa and say it 1 week, Africans will take it. So we have been programmed in a way that this reminds me of when we were young in a village. Our grandfathers and grandmothers used to say that when you are going to church and you meet a white man, come back home, you've seen angels. You see the mental programming. When you are going to church and you meet a white person, come back home, you've seen God, you met God. You see the mental damage. And so everything we look up to them. So this message, let a white man come and preach it to Africans, they will accept it.
You talk about one thing for your post again too.
Yeah.
You say God, now human be creator.
Oh, it's true.
Say God not be spirit,
Yeah.
God not there anywhere.
Yeah.
Say now, what do you mean by that? Say God, now human be create God.
Okay.
Not be God create human.
Thank you very much. You see this stuff is created by human being. And it will only take human being to defend this stuff. Nothing else can defend this stuff apart from the one who created it. TV, all the other things that human beings have created, the creator must defend the thing. Look at the concept of God. It is created by human beings. That is why it is human beings that is always defending
God.
the God concept. So the best way to kill God, let me show you on this show, the best way to kill God, if they are bold enough, let everybody who believes in God stop mentioning the name God. God is dead. But the creators are making money out of it. They have enslaved minds with it to keep calling on God. That is why that's why I refer to the God as imaginary image. It is only in the minds of people. It's not anywhere. And so God is actually created by human beings. So Christian created some, Muslim created some, Hindus created some, over thousands of God all over. And when you come to the Christendom, there are different kind of gods they create for themselves, and they are defending it. So human beings go extra mile to kill their fellow human being in the name of God. God has never descended and killed anybody. Has God killed anybody? Indeed, if God is there, God would have killed some of us now. Because for me, if God comes to stand in front of me today, I'll question him. I'll judge him. I'll say, man, you are a very stupid man. To say that you have created human being in your image, let's forget about with the elderly ones. Look at the children that are going hungry. No fault of theirs. They brought them to this world and they are suffering. And you claim they are made in your own image. God, if I have little of your power, I'll make these children happy. If not the elderly one, these children. My brother, there's no God. It's something that they put in our minds and we are entertaining ourselves with.
So you mean say this thing is entertainment?
Oh, it's entertainment. All the things God thinks is entertainment because everything boils down to humanity. So all the things that they are saying, that God is created, is human beings that create all those gods.
You see, talk about one thing, say, you know, they depend on God for anything.
Exactly.
You do everything yourself.
Once I don't believe in God and I don't recognize God, then who else should I? Why should I depend on God? I depend on my fellow human beings as you are here. As we are sitting here, if something should happen to me now, you are the only person to save me. If you leave me, I'll die. There's no God anywhere that will descend and come and save me. So you, I cherish you. I have nothing to do with God, but have everything to do with nature and environment and humanity. Because in the absence of humanity, everything is meaningless. But they have drawn, you see, one thing that we fail to do, we fail to discover our humanity and went to discover God. We fail to discover our humanity and we went to discover an imaginary image which has created confusion among humans. And so I don't regard God for anything. I don't depend on God, and I'll never depend on God for anything. And I'm not afraid to say that. If there is any God sitting somewhere, let him come.
So you know the fear.
I know they fear God, but they fear you.
So you talk about one thing again. Say everywhere for the world, full with people where they lie up and down, liars, but yet they claim say they know God.
Yes.
What do you mean by that one?
Yeah, it's very simple. You see, when you look at the human population, majority, I may not be right, but let me say 99.9% are religious. 99.9, they are religious. And they believe that they serve a just God. They are following a just God. God that brought about morals. God that is faithful. God that is so loving. God that is so caring. And they are worshiping such God. And all the bad things in this world is being done by these people. Sometimes I want to suggest that when somebody does something evil, let's ask the person, which religion do you belong to? Are you a Christian, Muslim? Then we know, then we can check the records and see. It will be hardly you see somebody like a humanist like me who go and do some of these things. I'm telling you, because when you are a humanist, you care so much about your fellow human being. This is my philosophy. I am you. You are me. If indeed I want to protect myself, it's you that I want to protect. It's you that I should protect. Because once you are safe, I am safe. If I am safe, you are safe. But these religious people, no. Because they have this deception that there is a supreme being somewhere. So even if he's treating you bad, you will not even think about it. He will treat you bad and go and kneel down and say, God, please forgive me. No. For me, I know that you are so precious to me. I won't do that to you and go and pray to you. No. You get it? That is why they are just lying. They doing unnecessary things, more treating people anyhow, and then they go and turn to God that they are praying. They are everywhere. These religious people, they are everywhere. In the government, they are there. That's why when some people want to say that, stop talking against religion, talk against politics. Is politics human? Are they not human beings that run the politics? Are they not human beings? And all these politicians, are they not religious people? The world is made up of religious-minded people. Yet still, the wickedness that is going on is being perpetrated by the same people. And they hide under the umbrella of forgiveness. But somebody like me, who is a humanist, who doesn't believe in judgment day, but I believe in consequences, that everything that I do to you, I'll get the consequences. So I'm being conscious of myself, not to do any silly thing, because I know whatever I do to you, I'll get the results right away. But this religious teachings that through Jesus Christ, your sins are forgiven. So the person will deliberately harm you and go and kneel down praying to Jesus. He or she knows that what he's doing is bad. But there is an assurance that do it, Jesus will forgive you. So some will even be wicked. When they know that they are dying, you'll be shouting, go and call me that pastor, go and call me that pastor. When the pastor comes, pastor, have done this. Pastor, the pastor, in the name of Jesus, your sins have God forgiven. Do you believe? Say yes. What kind of nonsense philosophy is this? If this is not nonsense philosophy, that's why there is so many chaos in our world. People are deliberately hurting their fellow human beings. People are deliberately doing things to their fellow human beings they are not supposed to do. All because they have an umbrella, a religious umbrella that they are hiding under. Do it. But once you give yourself to Christ or you give yourself to Allah, Allah is faithful enough to wash away your sins. Is this thing not created by human beings? Then what else? What else?
So now you try to tell us that there's no God.
My brother, I am telling you with all confidence, with authority, that there is no God anywhere. It is a human concept. It is a human concept. And the mind is such that whatever that is programmed and fixed in your mind, that is what is there. Your mind will reflect it back. People can even tell you, even though nobody has even seen God before, somebody can tell you that he dreamt and saw God. And he saw God in white. He saw God in so and so. You see, they put the image in the subconscious mind, the mind will play back. My brother, there is no God anywhere. Sometimes you can place a growing child. You see, when I'm talking about these things, my concern is about children. Because it is no fault of theirs that we brought them to this world. And a child that, let me say, I am careless and I've left that child unattended to. Let me use, like, recently, Davido's son. Thank you, it's a perfect example. A child was crawling to a pool. God couldn't come and rescue that child. And the child went into the pool and died. And then they'll go and gather, say, God gives, God takes. Let's give glory to God. God has not taken anything. No. There is no God to protect that child. So if we mess up, we'll die. That is why when we are crossing road, what do? We look left, we look right, left, and you cross with speed. Stand there and say, God, there is God. So people tell you that we live by grace. What grace? You live by consciousness. It is by consciousness we live, not by grace. You are being conscious not to fall into a bad hands. You are being conscious not to do certain things. And so when the year goes to an end and people go to church wasting time, say it's by grace. What by grace? It is consciousness that led you throughout. They pray, but they are always conscious. Why is it that when we are eating, we don't put chemical in our kitchen? Because we are afraid. When they manufacture the chemical, they say, put it away from children. Place it here. Don't let it touch your food. These things are keeping us, not grace. Because when you mess up in a second, you die. So it is consciousness that is keeping us. So those who have been saying, say by grace, it's by grace, like 2022 is going to an end. It's not grace that took you. It's consciousness. You've been conscious. If you think it's grace, it's a lie. It's consciousness. You try it. Wake up a day. Don't apply consciousness and see. Live carelessly within a second and see. You will die. Put rope on your neck right now that you are killing yourself. You will die. No God will save you. My brother, it is the brain. No God.
What do you make they laugh?
I'm telling them, I'm opening the brain.
Okay.
Yes. It is a fact.
Don't mind them. So, my people, the people in the videos, they don't bust laugh that. Because many, they be religious people. You don't understand now. So, how do you talk? Some people don't yet. So, very soon, we go do live. Because a lot of people say they want to ask you questions.
No problem, no problem.
When they watch your first video, they say, no, who be this guy? Who be this GhanaMan? Some people say, so, very soon now, we want to do debate between you and the religion people. I hope you go ready.
Oh,
so that
I am ever ready.
Because they go ask you questions where you say God not there, like this not there, he they catch you.
Oh, Pararan, I'm for you.
Okay.
I am whoever is ready, I am ready.
So my people, we'll go break some more before we come back again. No time.
Sponsored by Vakil 20.
Yeah, my people, now welcome back. Now we're not going to go on that thing again. I just want to make it present some of the things where they say, so that now still know. Because I see some of the things where break come. I don't know what it mean. I let me give us so that I feel. What be this thing?
This thing is called sesame mix. It's a mixture of sesame seeds.
Sesame seeds.
Yeah, sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, almond seeds, date, raisins, to boost the immune system. You know, sesame seeds is one of the products that is filled with a lot of nutrition, like calcium, iron, magnesium. It's a very powerful seed. And this is what I do to support this campaign. It boosts the immune system, and it's also good for sexual performance. Yes. For sexual performance, try it. You can Google sesame seeds and read about sesame seeds yourself.
How many cups?
Oh, just take, by the time you finished consuming this one, you yourself, you testify.
And you know they make you the quick. I just ask you this question because of people where they watch. You know they make you quick come.
Oh, you ask because of the people,
Not be me.
Not for you. Yeah. Oh, okay. Then let me tell you the one that will help you. Okay. It's good for retentive memory.
Help them.
Okay, help the people. Yeah. Okay, it's good for retentive memory. Those who are pregnant, it gives you a lot of calcium and iron to give you that energy and to make sure that you have a bouncy baby girl or a boy. And then it gives a lot of breast milk as well. And then it contains what we call lecithin. That makes the skin very beautiful and then it makes the hair also come, the nails also grow very nicely. Iron for the bones.
Only this seed that they do everything.
I'm telling you, those who are suffering from osteoporosis.
What be
Osteoporosis
that?
has to do with bone sickness. Okay, when the bones become very weak, you can twist together and break your bone.
Okay, or this boy get biscuit bone.
Yeah, so this one, it contains a lot of iron. And sometimes when you are saying these things, people will say, oh, but you can Google sesame seeds. Now, because of Google, we don't lie. Google sesame seeds, and then you read more about sesame seeds yourself. And so this sesame seeds is what we use to produce this, we call it cereal mix or Tom Brown. Local, we call it Tom Brown. It's a mixture of sesame seeds, soya beans, flax seeds, maize, and then peanut.
So what did this one they do?
For porridge. And
No,
it
what
also
you
give
do?
you, it also boosts the immune system, the same thing, because it's a sesame seeds product.
Okay.
Okay. And then we also
No,
have,
this one too. The
oh yes, of course, yes, of course.
I just didn't ask for them.
Oh, I know you are asking for them, but not for yourself. You are linked, you are a virgin, so you don't need to be. So, my people, this thing, it will give you sexual energy, and it also will boost your immune system. This is Sesame Tom Brown for porridge. Okay, and then this one, I call it the magic product. It is Sesame Snack Bar. Sesame Snack Bar. Is it when you bite again.
Okay.
When you bite, you will bite again. It's sesame seeds mixed with sugar, little sugar, just to give you that taste and crispness to enjoy sesame seeds.
What did they do?
The same thing. It's also to give you power, just like exactly that sexual energy, that vitality, clear your eyes.
How many
bones.
hours before?
Oh, for the hours, I don't know. But once you consume about 1 or 2 days, you see the signs yourself. You know, the body chemistry is also different. So there are some people who take it and they take a lot of water. There are people who take it and they don't feel like even eating again. Some, they take it and the following morning they have free bowel. And there are some who, for all pregnant women or nursing mothers, when you take sesame seeds, the following day you see a lot of breast milk flowing from your breast. For that one, every nursing mother will testify to it. So that's what sesame seeds. That this one is just the roasted sesame seeds. This one you eat it just like that. It's roasted already, processed. And you can also grind it and add it to your stew, whatever it is. You can also sprinkle it on bakery. So sometimes when you go to the supermarket, you see sesame seeds on top of bread.
Okay, now be this.
This one. You know, Asians, they love sesame seeds. They understand what sesame seeds does. And sesame seeds oil is very expensive. It does a lot of things. Any dietitian listening to me can testify that sesame seeds is a very good product. It's a very good product. So if you want to support our campaign, if you want to support our good message, if you want to support our program, you can follow on us. The numbers are...
Put the number for WhatsApp, everything, so that they'll feel reach you.
The number is
a lot of
0,
people they uptown.
The number is 0244 937 862. 0244 937 862. Better still, once you contact Pararan, we are together. You get all this product. Because if I give you the plenty numbers, it's the same thing. Just stay glued to Pararan Mock News, and you get all our product there. Anything you want about GhanaMan, you see my man, you get to GhanaMan. Thank you.
So my people, those of una we need them for una pregnant wife, need them for una this thing, for your bone, for your everything, and those of una our colleague, we need them for you are some of now you teach so now the number be this. So if you call them, if you WhatsApp them, now be this. So Joe, put out them that they see. So my brother, before we go, what you get to tell my people before we go? No time.
Okay,
time
my final word to Africans is that in the absence of humanity, everything is meaningless. The greatest battle yet to be won by humans is the battle over selfishness. Yes. And the victory over selfishness will be the total liberation of the human race.
Yes.
Let us inculcate the word we into the younger generation, the word we, and do away with the word I.
Yes.
Let us embrace the word we, because together we stand. Africa, unity, we can. Together we can. Divided, we continue to fall. Let us embrace our differences. Let us put aside our tribal differences, religious differences, political differences, and embrace ourselves. Let's put ourselves together and engage in collective reasoning to create a conducive environment for human survival.
A
Let
better
us
world.
be generational thinkers. Let us be critical thinkers, reasoning beyond what is written and said, and engage in collective reasoning, and it shall be well with us. Next time, we are going to talk about the Anthill concept. So stay glued to Pararan Mock News. We are bringing you the best.
You said this one is smackdown, right?
This one is snack bar.
Okay,
You are enjoying it, right?
snack
Let me
bar.
also have a bite.
Okay, we make our open our
Uh-huh. But how do you see it?
They were.
Good.
So how many minutes before it start?
Oh.
So before you go call them your WhatsApp now, your Instagram, social media.
Okay, so my Instagram is Boss Sikaman. No, that's my TikTok, Boss Sikaman. Apart from that, all social media handles GhanaMan.
Go.
Yeah.
So my people, now here will just stop. We're gonna smack down. When I don't see no man, I mean the company cut fast. It don't work.
Parara want talk to mock news want talk sense. Parara want mad again. Hey, Parara the talk bitter truth, to pain the better people. Mock news tell the people truth.
Sponsored by Vakil 20.